The greatest danger to planet Earth and the human race living on it? Right now, it's the GOP. Check it out, leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Over the weekend, I believe, it might have been Friday, but, in the last couple of days, Noam Chomsky was asked a somewhat more general question about the Republican Party, and he made the point, and I thought it was a cogent point. And in fact, I want to go out of my way to agree with it here right now. I've been kind of dancing around it in a whole number of pieces that I've written about the Republican Party recently, that the Republican Party is the most dangerous organization in the history of the world. Now, on its face, that sounds hyperbolic. Like, what? What are you talking about? It's just a political party. Come on. But the Republican Party, because they take so much money from oil billionaires. I mean, keep in mind, the network that the Koch brothers put together, oil billionaires, they inherited their oil fortune from daddy. The network that they have put together has more employees in more places and a larger budget than the RNC. And that's just one of several billionaire networks that basically own big chunks of the Republican Party. But that one in particular has created an environment in which every Republican is afraid, literally afraid, to acknowledge that climate change is real. At the same time, the climate change has caught the West on fire, is flooding the Midwest, is whacking the Southeast with hurricanes and tornadoes. We're getting derecos, mile-long, mile-wide paths of tornadoes, essentially. Weather patterns we've never seen before. Bomb cyclones? Bomb cyclones, really? Where all this cold air from the Arctic just kind of, which used to be kept in place by the jet stream, but now the jet stream is weakening because of global warming. It's all kind of dipping down and whacking us. And the result of this is that, now we're seeing famine beginning in parts of the world, particularly equatorial parts of the world. We're seeing it in Central America. It hasn't reached full-scale famine, but we're seeing, farmers being pushed off their land, in some cases ending up on our southern border. We're seeing the same thing across, central parts of Europe or southern parts of Europe and Asia. So we've got a Republican Party that is promoting global climate change denial, which has the potential, and this was his specific point, was that this has the potential to not just destroy life on Earth and all that kind of thing, but certainly over the short term, destroy human civilization. What happens when everybody starts fighting for increasingly smaller shares of resources? Resources like arable land or water. But the Republican Party is also now the party that is openly promoting racism. You had, last weekend, you had Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene putting together the America First Party that's going to adhere to Anglo-Saxon principles. I don't think they even know who the Anglo-Saxons were, actually. This is we're talking, Paul de Rapin de Terrasse's Whig histories, the books about, what England was like before the Norman invasion in 1099, or really before the Roman invasion in 156 BC or something like that. I forget the year, but back in the day. Prior to that, you had these Germanic tribes living in England. And, apparently in a fairly egalitarian fashion, but they weren't Christian. They didn't resemble anything that, Marjorie Taylor Greene would get. But no, she wants to create an organization. So we've got a Republican Party committed to racism. We've got a Republican Party committed to destroying the planet through carbon dioxide poisoning. You've got a Republican Party that is committed to guns and violence. You've got a Republican Party that is committed to increasing pollution. Look at the 4 years of the Trump administration, cutting back on all kinds of, moving scientists out of town and cutting back on regulations. A Republican Party that is using hate and division as their principal political tool. Oh my God, sanctuary cities. Oh my God, the border. Oh my God, brown people are coming. Oh my God, who's in the bathroom now? You've got a Republican Party that is aggressively promoting economic inequality. They want the billionaires to get richer and richer and richer and screw the average working person. No, you can't have a union. You've got a Republican Party that is trashing the rights of women. Now they're not just going after abortion, they're going after birth control. You got a Republican Party that is embracing authoritarianism, that is anti-democratic, that doesn't want your vote to count, doesn't even want you to be allowed to vote if they don't think that you're a safe Republican voter. You've got a Republican Party that is opposed to science and education and trying to strip both out of our textbooks. Is the Republican Party the most dangerous organization on earth?